So tomorrow, Anna, you got to go live in the Middle East. Where would you live? Where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
You're not you're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen.
Are you? You're blaming Islam on Whitey? We destabilized. That's why you can't wear that dress?
Did we not?
Why couldn't you walk down?
You want me to talk about jihadism and Islam, but like...
Why won't you?
Listen.
Why won't you? You're going to get killed. You're going to get killed for that for good reason.
No, I don't.
Yes, you are. And for good reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from Clat HQ. I'm the traveling Clat to all the traveling Clat, the sweet Zionist prince. You can be a sweet Zionist prince or a princess just like me by getting the merch down below in the description. And today we're looking at a clip of Bill Maher and Anna Kasparian going at it. Full debate coming to you live right here, and my commentary coming to you live right after. Shall we just get into the goofiness that is Anna Kasparian? Let's go.
If you're listening to a podcast...
The truth never makes me uncomfortable. It only exhilarates me.
I mean...
no matter where it's, on whatever side it is.
Yeah? And you want to talk about a little bit of shooting Gaza then? You want to get exhilarated, right? I can exhilarate you.
I know you're going to say genocide, and I'm going to say, well, you don't know what the word means. And it's like, if you don't even know what the words mean... I'm
Armenian. I know what the word means.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's when you try to wipe out an entire population of people, which they didn't come close to doing.
I mean...
They prosecuted a war in which they were attacked, which everybody gets to do.
Which, by the way, let me just say, if they were literally going after Hamas, that is legitimate. That's totally legitimate. But that's not what's happening.
Hamas hides in tunnels underneath hospitals. You can't go
Hold on.
Hamas is the bad guy. If you don't get that, Hamas, you don't get much.
What Hamas did on October 7th was disgusting. Killing... I mean, I don't at all hold back on that. In fact,
that's the easiest thing in the world to say.
I mean,
nobody disagrees.
I agree. Nobody
disagrees.
There are people who disagree, actually.
Raping babe. Yes, there are.
There are people who think I'm wrong because Hamas, they're freedom fighters. What kind of freedom are we talking about here?
That people see Hamas, the people who hate oppression so much, are on the side of the people. And that's not just Hamas. If you social justice warriors, if you have any other issue besides gender apartheid in the world that is above that, you're just a joke. That, if you hate oppression, there is one issue which should be above all because it affects more people, hundreds of millions of women who have basically no freedom in the Muslim world.
Right, so we should slaughter them instead, which is what's been happening.
Well, you should prosecute a war to the end. That does involve slaughter of every war.
I think. Listen, civilians get killed in wars. I think everyone knows that. Everyone acknowledges that.
Especially when you hide behind them.
But when 83%, according to the IDF's own data, and this is reported. By the way, I consume Israeli media on this. I don't consume American media on this. And Israeli media is super honest, way more honest than our media is. So when the IDF's own data indicates that 83% of the people that they've killed are civilians.
Because they hide behind them.
But Bill, do you understand that by killing so many civilians, they are essentially multiplying extremism?
I do understand that. Do you understand that there's very often in the world two very bad choices, and you only...
I mean, I'm an American. I have to vote in presidential elections. Yes, I do know that.
Okay, you don't have the good choice. You have the bad choice and the even worse choice. Israel has been being attacked by Hamas. First of all, the entire Arab world rejected them for 75 years. They kept trying to make a deal. They kept saying, no, we want it all. That's what from the river to the sea means. It means we want it all. We don't want a compromise. They've never wanted a compromise. Israel gave Gaza back.
But did they? But Bill, let's say our country was occupied by Mexico, right? We have a bunch of people who are occupying our land, and then they decide,
well,
you know what, we're going to leave.
Hold on, let me finish. They weren't occupying
Let me finish. Let's say Mexico decides, you know what, we're going to leave, but we're going to control their electricity. what goes in, what comes out.
Because they were attacking
We're going to
them.
mow the lawn and just like randomly decide we're going to slaughter people because they allegedly threw rocks. They have literally nuclear.
Well, they didn't allegedly.
I mean, Israel has nuclear weapons, Bill. They have nuclear weapons.
And they don't. And that's,
they have the world's military superpower backing them.
Right. Well, they have nuclear weapons which they don't use. If Hamas
No, they don't use it. But to pretend
if
like
if Hamas had a nuclear weapon, how many seconds would it take before they used it on Israel?
I have no idea.
3. 3's the answer. 3 seconds.
How do you know that, Bill? Come on.
Because it's in their charter.
And I rest my case, by the way. Anna Kasparian is fucking retarded. If you need anything else other than that clip to prove that point, she is a fucking retard. Sorry, sometimes you guys don't like it when I use that word, but it applies here. The woman is retarded. The woman is a fucking idiot. She is so fucking stupid. Sorry, had to just interject to make sure that point was very abundantly clear.
A weapon against Israel. I'm pretty sure the very land that Hamas cares about would be done for.
Okay, well, then they would be martyrs, and that would be a good thing, because that's their death cult view of the world. It's a good thing when you die. That's why they strap suicide vests sometimes on children. The fact that you can't see the moral difference between these two sides always amazes me among people.
I actually don't see the moral difference when you have like Bezalel Smotrich and Ben Gvir literally talking about exterminating the entire population of Gaza.
Okay, they're not talking about...
And these are not... They are. I mean, the statements are brazen. They're upfront. They're honest. This is what they actually want to do.
Well,
I mean, the West Bank is another example.
It's in Hamas.
The West Bank had nothing to do with what happened on October 7th, but they're annexing that land anyway. They're raining terror on innocent people, innocent Palestinians. They're driving them out of their homes. Like, listen, I am willing to admit, because it's the truth, that what Hamas did on October 7th was a fucking atrocity.
Oh, wow.
Killing innocent people.
Who couldn't admit that?
But you have a difficult time at least acknowledging the atrocities that have been committed against innocent civilians in Gaza.
Well, it depends on what you call an atrocity. All wars are going to have atrocities.
A double tap on a hospital? A double tap on a hospital? So when the first responders show up?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I vaguely remember the thing.
Right.
Yeah. First of all, that's an old terrorist trick. That's what they do all the time.
Okay, but are you at least going to acknowledge that the IDF doing that was wrong?
Yeah, I'm sure they have committed what we would call war crimes, as every army does in every war.
Right, including our own, right?
In every war, including the Civil War. I forget who it was who made the good point. Like, during the Civil War, a lot of people would say, especially in the South, that Sherman did not have to burn Atlanta quite as badly as he did. I mean, we were pretty brutal. But would you also then just say, well, we don't know who the good guys were in that war? No, I think it was the North. I think that they committed the atrocity in Atlanta. Yeah, that's true. They burned when they shouldn't, and they were very rough on the South. They were still the good guys. They were fighting against slavery as Israel is fighting to survive. And also, you know, they are the front line in the Western world.
I totally disagree with you on this entirely. Well, I think much of the problems we have in the Middle East is due to the enabling of this Look, it's an expansionist policy. If Israel wasn't trying to continue expanding in the Middle East, so I don't think they would be dealing with the enmity, like the enemies that they're dealing with.
They've never been asked. They've never been trying to expand.
They're trying to annex the West Bank right now, and Lebanon, southern Lebanon, and Syria, which they've succeeded in.
These are all places that they were attacked from. When they became a country in 1947, they said, "Okay, we will accept half a loaf." They had as much right to that land as anybody. There was a continual presence there since 1000 BC, when King David had a kingdom.
I don't care about that at all.
Okay, but it's relevant. It's relevant to people. It's relevant.
You can't wipe out innocent people because you used to live there like centuries ago.
You're calling them colonizers. They're not colonizers.
They're expanding and they're annexing land. That's what colonizers do.
First of all, again, they were willing to take
What a fucking idiot.
Then they were attacked in excuse me.
It's way more complicated than that, but it's okay.
Well, I don't know if you know the history.
I do really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me the war.
So, for instance,
when were they attacked? What wars?
Okay, so in 1967, when
that was the first time?
No, that wasn't the first time.
When was?
But when you say that they have offered land
She's
to the
deflecting 'cause she
Palestinians,
doesn't
land
know.
that belonged to them in the first place,
It didn't belong solely to them.
The whole point of this whole two-state solution was, okay, we'll give you this territory if you promise not to militarize. Without a military, you don't have a country. You don't have a country without a military. You don't have a country without borders, right? Without a military, you can't defend your borders. So if I were engaging in these negotiations with the Israelis, I would say, listen, I respect the territory that you're offering. However, we need to militarize. We need to protect our borders. To me, that's a big thing.
But that's not what they ever used it for. Again, they gave Gaza back in 2005. They could have chosen...
They didn't give Gaza back in... They left Gaza, but didn't really leave Gaza when they have complete control over the territory.
Because they kept being attacked. Excuse me, just let me finish one sentence.
Go ahead.
They could have turned Gaza into a state that was much more like, I don't know, Dubai or something, if they wanted to. They didn't. Hamas took over right away. They never had elections after that.
You're right about that. You're right about the elections,
They're a terrorist mafia. Their own population is terrorized by them. They don't like them. All they did was import weapons from Iran, build tunnels, and use it to prosecute this war against Israel. They never used it. So, of course, Israel is going to be defensive. Their issue was they were not defensive enough, which is why October 7th happened.
So you're making good points. I'm going to concede to some of them, not all of them, but
no, I don't even know why you want to talk about this.
This is what I want. Look, I want Palestinians to live in their own territory. I want them to be able to govern themselves. I want Israelis to live in peace and safety.
Then stop attacking them.
I'm going to attack them as long as they're doing what they're currently doing.
They're doing in retaliation for being attacked. Of course it is. They've been attacked. They were encircled. Lebanon. Why are they in Lebanon? Because Hezbollah was attacking from there.
Right, in response to what they're doing in Gaza, yes.
Well, before that, they've had 4 wars there.
Was it when they were trying to annex land from southern Lebanon that they were attacking?
They were not trying to annex land. They were trying to put a border between the country that was continually attacking them. If we were being attacked from Canada, I imagine we would want a little border between Maine and Canada.
True.
I don't think you
really... But while
really...
building that border, we wouldn't then take a little bit of southern Canada
you're
for
getting
ourselves.
this information.
No, it's not TikTok. I'm very well
read
read on this. Very well read on this. I care about this issue a lot.
I see.
I do, yeah.
Let me ask you one question, and then maybe we can get off it. Because otherwise, I just want to go. I want to go have dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
It's not really what I started a podcast for. You seem
to
be itching to get to it, and now that you have, I'm not going to back down on it because
I don't want you to.
And I'm not Jewish, by the way.
Oh, I didn't accuse you of being Jewish, and then it wouldn't matter if you were.
No, but I'm saying I do this because I think it's the right thing, and because I feel like I know the history and the politics of it.
I respect your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you had to live in the Middle East, so tomorrow, Anna, you got to go live in the Middle East. Where would you live? You can pick one city, any city. You can, as far away as, say, Pakistan. You could live in Karachi. You could live in Cairo. You could live in Amman, Jordan. You seem to love Lebanon. I mean, Beirut's nice when the bombing's not happening and the assassinations have stopped. Or you could live in Syria. I hear that's wonderful in the summer.
Well, we now have Al-Qaeda terrorists leading Syria.
Or the Houthis, I'm sure, would make room for you.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv, or the West Bank, Ramallah, I think is wonderful for a little, in the fall, it gets lovely. Where would you live? What city would you live in?
Well,
Where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
You're not
United States.
You're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen.
Are you? You're blaming Islam on Whitey?
I'm not blaming Islam on Whitey.
What you're saying is we destabilized. That's why you can't wear that dress?
Did we not destabilize?
Wait a second.
We were funding terrorist organizations in Syria during the Syrian civil war, starting under the Obama administration.
That's why
Did that not destabilize Syria?
No, what's destabilized?
There's a literal Al-Qaeda terrorist.
We're talking about your dress.
Oh, why? It looks good. I know it looks good.
You're saying you can't wear that dress in Syria because of Whitey destabilizing?
I didn't say that.
Okay, that's what it said.
Okay,
okay, great.
But the United States did destabilize various Middle Eastern countries. Are you going to deny that?
I asked about the dress, and you went right to destabilize. So is that why you couldn't wear that dress? Why couldn't you wear that dress?
I,
Why couldn't you walk down?
You want me to talk about
Why-
jihadism and Islam, but like,
Why won't you?
listen.
Why won't you?
What a fucking sellout.
Why?
I don't believe in jihadism, which is why I'm furious that the United States just had a freaking Al Qaeda terrorist in the White House.
It's not just jihadism that is preventing you from wearing that dress. Are you saying every Muslim is a jihad? I don't think they are.
Bill.
Okay, why can't you wear that dress?
Let's focus for a second.
No, you won't answer this question.
I'm not going to defend that religion, like that extremist religion at all.
Why can't you just
that's
say?
not what this discussion is about. This discussion is about
it's very much what it's about.
Ordinary, innocent human beings
It's
that
always
don't want to be slaughtered.
It's always back to standing on the bodies of women and children. They're all exactly the same. They are all exactly the same. I debate pro-Palestinians for a living. This is what I do. They are so easy to win in conversation. And the reason why I win every fucking debate that I have with these people, and I'm not trying to put like a badge of honor on my shoulders, is because they don't have any talking points. The only thing they can do is stand on the bodies of dead women and children. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no more depth to it. That's all it is.
Regardless of what their religion
No one
is.
does. Then stop starting wars.
It's that simple.
Stop attacking Israel. It'll stop.
Okay.
But the fact that you can't answer that question, and you know that
I don't know what the question is. What's the question?
You keep doing that.
What's my question? What's your
because
question?
you don't really want to hear it.
No, go ahead. I will give
Okay.
you space to speak. Go
then
ahead.
you will let me.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, if you could live anywhere,
Right.
from North Africa all the way to, we left out Uzbekistan. You could live there, Kazakhstan, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Oh,
None of the above.
and
none of them.
Or Tel Aviv.
None of them. Literally none of them.
But if you had to choose one, you would. So to you,
I would not,
To you,
no.
Karachi, Pakistan, and Tel Aviv, same thing.
I would figure
Because that's
something out, but
that's
I've
powerful,
definitely.
not as smart as I know you are. That's. Come on.
I have.
You're going to
first
get
of all,
killed. You're
what
going to
I-
get killed for that for good reason.
No, I don't.
Yes, you are, and for good reason.
Okay,
because,
Bill,
because
I'm Armenian. I have literal family members who currently live in Iran. I have no love for the Iranian regime. Let me be clear about that. I don't want
left out
anyone
Tehran. Would you like to live there?
Hold on. But let me just say something.
Tel Aviv,
There
Tehran.
is so much disinformation. Armenian Christians who are part of the Armenian diaspora as a result of the 1915 genocide against Armenians.
I know it.
They're living in
Sure.
Iran right now. They're going to church. They're being left alone by the Ayatollah, as awful as the Ayatollah is. So look, I'm not saying I would want to live in Iran. I don't want to live anywhere in the Middle East. I want to live here in the United States of America, the greatest freaking country in the world.
You're like a politician. You're avoiding
No,
the question.
I'm being as super honest as I can be.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
100% I'm being honest with you.
No. Because the question is, if you had to pick a city, and you're not answering that question, you're doing what
I have no interest in any place in the Middle
politicians are
East.
doing and saying, I don't want to live in any of them. I want to live in America. That's not the question. The question is, if you had to pick, would you rather live in Tel Aviv? Because I promise you, you wouldn't last a week in the other places, and you could easily live in Tel Aviv. So if you don't think that speaks of a difference between cultures and civilizations, then okay, we'll leave it there. But I promise you it does. And if you had to actually do that, I think you would agree with me.
I think given my very harsh and vociferous criticisms of the Israeli government, I probably wouldn't feel so safe living in Tel Aviv right now under this government. Under this government.
First of all, they have free speech there, so it would not be an issue. But that is a side issue. We're not really talking about. We'll just say just a person, not you with your vociferous talking out. Just a regular, a woman of your age.
I'm sure a woman of my age who grew up in the Western world would probably feel the most comfortable in Tel Aviv. I will concede that.
Wow.
Okay.
What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. What a cop-out. What a sellout. What a disgusting person. Sorry, are you guys angry at me for speaking the truth here? She fucking sucks, man. She really does fucking suck. If you have trust in Anna Kasparian as a media pundit that you believe in, that you entrusted for your news, right there, you just got proof right there that you're being scammed. This person is disingenuous. She's not honest. She's a fucking liar. It's honestly horrific. Like, she is disgusting. And I think that this hypothetical that Bill brings up is so important because, you know, she likes to immediately bring up, yeah, you know what else? There's 10,000 Jews living in Iran too. Did you know that? It's actually the pretty much the biggest population of Jews living in the Middle East right now. would you consider them happy? Anna? Would you, if given the opportunity to leave Iran right now and come to Israel, do you think they would take it? If they could? Just because they live there and because the Ayatollah leaves them alone doesn't mean they're living a good life. You fucking stupid cunt. Same thing for Armenian Christians living in Iran. Just because the Ayatollah leaves them alone and the IRGC doesn't actively pursue them because they have bigger fish they're trying to fry, like Persians who are dissenting from them, doesn't mean they're living a good life, you fucking idiot. How stupid can you be to say that? We have lefties running around Tel Aviv protesting against the government all day, every day. Look at the Saluki. Look at the shit that this, my friend who is retarded, I think he's fucking retarded. He's a friend, but he's retarded. Look at what he does all day, every day. He harasses IDF soldiers. He doxes them. And even him, he's never been to jail for this. He's not arrested. Police don't bother him. Yeah, maybe people will antagonize him because he's being a fucking asshole. Like generally in society, he's biting the hand that feeds him, that protects him. But look at him. So even you, with all of the bullshit that you spew about Israel, would be 100% fine in Israel. You would be 100% fine. But if you went to Ramallah for a week dressed like that, let's see how long you last. Let's see how long you last in Nablus walking around. Let's see how long you last in the Muslim quarter in East Jerusalem walking around like that. You fucking idiot. You're a disingenuous liar. And honestly, when you have such an inability to answer questions like that, it really makes it seem like you're being paid by a foreign entity to propagate this stuff. You don't want, it's so clear that you don't want to talk about Islamism. Bitch, I'm brown, I'm Middle Eastern, 70% of my nation is, and I'm the third generation that has been persecuted by Islamists. Sorry, fourth generation. My great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and me have all been persecuted by radical Muslims. That is why we ended up in the land of Israel. It is the only place that is willing to protect us. It's the only one. You're a fucking liar. You're a disingenuous liar. I'm done. See you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Klats. You struggled with repping your Zionism in style? Well, boy, do I have a solution for you. Head to thetravelingclad.com and become a sweet Zionist prince or princess today. Or maybe even let the world know you're a white colonizer with matching hat. Tell the comment section you were thrown out of 109 countries by joining the 109 Club with a matching hat. They say it was promised to you 2,000 years ago? Double down and grab a shirt that was promised to you 3,000 years ago with a matching hat. Ever dreamed of Zionizing like me? Do it with a matching hat, damn it! Show off your Iraqi pride by being someone's Baghdadi, or showing them you were made in Iraq with a matching hat. It's time to laugh in the face of those who attack us, wear their hate with pride, and you become untouchable. TheTravelingClad.com. We got mugs, stickers, shirts, hoodies, and so much more. Go grab yourself something nice, Habibis and Habibtis. You deserve it. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.